I'm Toma Dryjski, partner of DVVD Architects and Engineers office in Paris. This is about a project of a footbridge in north of Paris. North of Paris was a bit, it's along the ring road called the périphérique, the first ring road of Paris, which is the limit between Paris and the suburbs. This is taking place at the north of Paris, which was for a long time out of the urban renewal, and now we're in a space which is, for the last 5 years, in a quite dynamic renewal with a project led by OMA, which is in green, and the blue part, which is quite new in Paris, that is an urban project which is done on both sides of the ring road at the same time by the same urban planner. And there we have to do the bridge linking these two parts. This made of this bridge not only an object but also a public space. And this project is issued from a competition that we won, and the data of the competitions were to link as directly as possible a new transportation hub and a new commercial center. This was done by the urban planner, and you have the crossing and you have two long ramps, but when we overlapped the authorized zone to build, we had a part of the crossing which was out of it. It had two problems, the legal one, and the other one which was to have the good gauge, because you have a way out of the ring at this place. So it would have made a very important object. So we just simply slide it on the back at the limit of the zone, and this made something that changes the perspective that were expected by the urban planner. We had also two ramps. We understood the idea of a promenade, elevated promenade that he can have, but we thought that more of that, it's going to be cutting the relations along the ring road and with the ancient part of the district and the new part of the district. So we just proposed, and that was one of the key points that made us win this competition, to bend the ramps along the ring road, because we thought that the directness of the way was the same on the ramp or on the flat floor. More that the same urban planner was suggesting to do a linear forest along this ring road to pacify it. The other point with these ramps along this was an economical point too, because it was much cheaper to build on the ground, on the soil. We have only this part which is built like a bridge in this case. In the other case, we would have to build over 800 meters of bridge. So we also always thinking this kind of spaces, which is a public spaces, as an easy space to practice. So we just calculated the lowest possible gauge and the easiest possible pathway, which gives a specific shape to this object. We started to The other thing, working on the perspective views and on the ease of the crossing of this public space, was to bend it at one end to find again the continuity of the perspective, the continuity of the roads who were just around. This started to give specific shape, something which is uncommon for a bridge. And we were also convinced that this bending would be something interesting in this public space, which has always a dynamic practice. It's not a stable place. It's a place where you always cross on this way or the other way. The other question was about the context. The other context, which is this road. We observe that some people are looking from the bridges at this like a river, but this is a metallic river, about 300,000 cars per day coming here, going through there. So we had to find something which would be at the same time symbolic, because this is going in this ambition of Paris to do this Grand Paris project. And also we have to care about the people crossing. So taking, it's not this kind of landscape where we worked to. We here with the structure, we had for our project, we have to have this clear gauge. We have to put the structure over the footpath. This allows us to have the lowest possible crossing. But when you do that, you do an opening and a framing on the landscape, which in our sense wasn't possible in this case. And as we used to work in this kind of space, urban crossing, we think that it's better in these cases to frame more the sky and filter the view on the context. We experienced that in 2 other bridges. One crossing a bus station where people were throwing washing machines on the buses, and the other one on rails where we have to protect also the trains. So there we had to have this double relation to protect the cars and to give a smooth environment to the people crossing. So it gives something wrapping you when you're crossing, but not completely closed. The guy was supposed to look on the other way to show that you can see through the cladding. And we had also the feeling that having these 2 rails really high would do something too closed. So we went on looking how to play with these rails and play with this structure, with having something which is we just swifted. You have one, when you have one high, the other one is lower. And this had another reason too. The simple reason was also to connect with the flat floor with the ramp on the both sides. So that's what drove us to this twisted shape. In the structural point of view, we worked with a very simple elements because we had quite complicated efforts to solve. So we preferred to start with a very simple structure that we can afterwards transform, but not transform the global design of the object. In that case, we were quite lucky because bending the bridge helped us to maintain the main efforts of the bridge. This twisted shape is giving his particular aspect. And also we chose the cladding in wood, which is quite new, because we were looking for the warmth that it could give to the people going away, having this shape which is in volume and having a natural strength with this shape. We had also to think that we take the idea that we won't have a middle pile, not to disturb the traffic, so we had to recalculate all the bridge, having the idea working as an object and working on the construction phases with 3 parts. In this kind of object also the know-how of the contractor is quite important, because if you want to follow the design and if you want to do a precise design, you need to have someone which you can talk with. And in this case we had to do a mock-up of the bridge, because we did the lifting of the bridge in one night, and I just realized this morning that it was exactly a year ago last night. So we did all the landing parts, the 2 landing parts. We had to put the bridge on the side of the highway, then clad it, and then we have a lifting on one piece of 100 tons. It's 60 meters long about. And that, in that case too, the man's hand is quite important because this is a millimetric object when it comes on the place. So we just interrupt the traffic on this ring road for one night, and we can open one side of the lanes at 2 o'clock in the morning and the other at 5 o'clock in the mornings. So it was an operation that happens in one night. We paid a real attention to details, to have an object which would be at the same time expressive but a bit abstract, something simple, something easy to identify. Here we took on one pile a design similar to a tree, not only because it's on the linear forest, but also because we started with a 2-branch pile, but we needed finally the 3rd branch to have all the efforts which are coming from this bended shape. We have some unexpected lights in this cladding which are coming when you have a quite horizontal sun. We worked also on the night lighting to be as simple, in as simple design as we did all the project. Thank you.